Let's see, are we live yet? Looks like we might be. Yeah, okay. We're live. All right, it is Friday, January 10th, 2025 at 5:15 p.m. Sorry I'm so late today. I was working on some other stuff right before this. Obviously the video on the Metro is not yet out. That's because I've been working on it over the past week. Basically, I can talk you through a little bit about what's been going on with that. Basically, just know there are, like I said last time, I decided not just to do the tunnels, but also to do the actual like subsections of the city. In this case, right now, we're in the Arlington National Cemetery subsection. This is the most recent section that I have finished mapping, and I'm going to do all 12 of them, and so we have now done 7 out of 12. There are now 5 more sections of the map to go. And once this is all done, I'll be able to create the full map for y'all, and so let's go here. You can see here the map that I've just done of Arlington National Cemetery, where you can see the sublocations like Mama Dolce's and the Arlington House, but then there's also the Wasteland connections like Arlington Wasteland Metro, Arlington Utility, and the Arlington Falls Church Metro. Okay, fine, come on. There we go. Now, along with that, there's also a listing of all the collectibles that can be found both in the overall zone and within the sublocations. And I've settled on what exactly I'm going to be doing for the overall video, in terms of trying to introduce everybody to all the tunnels and locations, and let people know exactly what it is that's out there. Basically, in the case of like the Arlington National Cemetery, I'm going to be coming in at the Arlington Wasteland Metro. And then we'll be basically guiding you up here and around, showing you the collectibles within the Arlington House. There's 2 in there. Along with that, there's Junders Plunkett, the raider, in there. That name is so ridiculous. But then coming up the hill, showing you where this collectible is right here. This is a Tales of a Junktown Jerky Vendor book, a barter skill book, and then going into Mama Dolce's with all the communist ghouls in there, and all of the skill books. There are 5 skill books within Mama Dolce's. It's kind of nuts. Along with that, there's a Nuka-Cola Quantum. And then basically from there, going through the Falls Church Metro to Falls Church, exploring Falls Church, going from there to, first of all, showing off like the Marigold Station and the Queen Ant's Hatchery and all that stuff. Then going on down to the Mason District and all that stuff. You can see here I've started working on the mall right here. This is the next district I'm working on, but I've just started on that one. Let's see. I can now show you more of... Okay, I fixed a couple issues with the tunnels because I realized that I had a couple things mislabeled, actually. If we zoom in down here... Oop, zoom in. There we go. Okay. Nope, zoom. There we go. Had the wrong button pressed. Okay. Metro Central, I had this listed as going to Vernon Square. It's Pennsylvania Avenue. And then there was at least one other... I'm trying to remember exactly which... I don't remember exactly which one it was. Regardless, when I've been finding mistakes that I've made in these maps, I've been fixing them. So hopefully when I get all this done, I mean, it should definitely be done. It should definitely be correct, I mean, when I'm done with it. And then here's the overall network drawing. Now, again, I still have to finish drawing the remaining 5 sections, and I've only been actually adding sections to the map once I have a proper connection to make. So, for example, down here, you can see that both of these... the Georgetown Mall Metro, the Pennsylvania Ave Mall Metro, they don't connect to anything because, again, I haven't drawn up the mall yet. But then along with that, there's like Museum Station, which has 2 connections to the mall. So, yeah, I've got to work on that. And I'm also going to definitely look into altering some of these drawings to make them fit the network better. For example, the Wasteland Station, the Wasteland end of the Anacostia Crossing station really should be at the bottom rather than at the top. This is just how it ended up getting laid out when I drew just the station by itself. But looking at it within the metro, it makes more sense to put the wasteland on the outside, and the museum station further in. But again, it's all stuff I've got to figure out. Like Seward Square, you can see all the connections are ready to go here for once I draw Seward Square up. But over here, let's see, where were we? Up over here, I've got Arlington National Cemetery, so I can actually show you this little bit of adding this. So if I go in here, Arlington National Cemetery, go into the network, add it in there, and move it over. Okay. And yeah, I'm going to have to move some of the labels around. Probably what I'll need to do, actually, I'll expand this all to the right. So let's actually just grab everything down through all of this. All through that. Move it. Oh, nope, need to move the connections as well. Move everything over to the right. And then grab Arlington National Cemetery, drop it in below connections, and move it over. So at that point, I can now do the connection here for the Arlington utility, which means I go in here, switch that up to 40, and get the color. And in fact, I'm going to move this over to where it's a little bit closer. That looks pretty good. Okay, and now I just do this, which it's not perfect, but I think this works well enough. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's obstructing some of the view of the underlying borders and everything like that, but I think that it still works well enough. Let's go a little bit to the right. Trying to do as many right angles as possible, which I'm sure that there's a better way to do this, but I'm just doing this the stupid way. Heck, let's just go ahead and... There we go. Alright, there we go. Then I would also need to grab the Arlington Wasteland Metro. Where is that? It's going to be easier to find it here. There we go. And throw it into the network. There we go. And I tried to maintain the same colors for these things. You can see right here, the Arlington National Cemetery, I've got marked off in this lavender color, and the same thing here with an Arlington Utility. I definitely didn't get it right here and there. Like, I got to change one of these, Arlington Utility, either to the light green here, or I got to change it to light green to the darker purple there. But anyway, going, wrong hotkey. There's that. Hey there. Good to see you, David Eduardo. So yeah, this is the map of the Fallout 3 Metro. Not just the Metro, like all the tunnels, but also all the districts. And again, like I was saying earlier, I now have 7 of the 12 actual like subsections of the district mapped. I've got all of the tunnels mapped, and so now it's just a question of putting them all together to make an actual usable network map. And also definitely what I'm going to do is I'm going to update the background eventually to make it so that it's clear, like where the wasteland connections are. Cause like, obviously there's one there at the Farragut West station. There's also one there in the Tinleytown Friendship Station. I think there's the Tepid Sewer one as well. Where is the Tepid Sewer? I've got that in. Yeah, there it is. That wasteland entrance right there. So basically what I want to do is make it obvious as to where the wasteland entrances are. There's another one down here in the Anacostia Crossing Station, to make it obvious how you get in and out. And I'm also going to make sure to label. I might put like a key up on the side just to make it obvious as to where some things are. This has been an enormous amount of work, yes. I was already telling people on my Discord, but last week I had mapped out Chevy Chase in about 2 hours. And I thought, oh, that'll probably be about the benchmark for about how long it takes to map one of these things out. And I was completely wrong. That was easily the quickest one. The next one was DuPont Circle. And like, so most of this is fine. But when you get down into this area right here, this is like an entire raider outpost right here. And there's not even like any loot in here or anything like that, but I needed to still map out all the elevation and all that stuff. So you've got these 3 houses here, a couple of houses here, and they've got multiple levels to them and everything like that. So yeah, all these things take a lot of time. And that's why the video is not done today. I should say exactly what I've got done. So I've got all 22 of the, is it 22? Is it 32? I can't remember. I've done all the tunnel drawings. I can't remember if it's 22 or 32. I feel, or 33. Anyway, regardless, I've got them done. The districts. There are 12 drawings. I've done 7 of them. And then again, once those are all done, I got to drop them in here and lay them in. And some of it I'm not terribly happy with, but it is what it is. Like this right here is the way of kind of showing like this connection runs to this one right here, and they run over these other 2 lines. I tried to show that with these lighter colors on top and the dark colors beneath, as though this thing is kind of riding over those other two connections. The craziest area is easily down here on Pennsylvania Avenue, where you've got all these connections that are weaving over the top of each other, because this section of the map is so crowded that you end up with this kind of stuff going on right here. But okay, so once I finish all that stuff, I still need to finish the script. And now the script is effectively going to be a walkthrough of the entire metro system and all the districts within, including all the locations of all the collectibles. What did I do there? I need to erase that. That's got to be part of this, right? Yeah, that's part of this. Okay. Good evening. Good to see you. Aroused. So yeah, let's see. When I saw Chevy Chase, yeah, no, it's not the actor. It's a suburb of Washington, D.C. in Maryland. Yeah, no, same name though. So yeah, the script will effectively be a walkthrough of all the tunnels and the districts, including all the collectibles. And so basically, I've decided the way I'm going to start that is with the tunnels that are not connected to any district. And so let's go grab those right now. In fact, I can throw them in the map. Actually, it's going to be easier to grab them on the side, just because this is way faster to scroll through this, and they're near the top anyway. The Taft Tunnel and Taft Tunnels. Let's go ahead and grab those and throw them into the network drawing here. Okay, so that's those two. And these two actually connect to each other. Let's move. Let's see, there we go. Taft Tunnels is the eastern one, and Taft Tunnel is the western one. And I can go ahead and draw a little connection line over them. Although I'll probably end up erasing it, because I doubt this is where these are going to end up being long term, and I don't want it exactly like that. So, because I don't want it obscuring any of the labels. Yeah, I don't like how that's not quite horizontal. That's close enough. Alright, so yeah, this again, I'll start off with the Taft Tunnels, basically coming from the Jefferson Memorial and making it clear that, yeah, this end is only accessible during that quest where you're running from the Enclave, but there are collectibles within this tunnel, specifically 2 skill books and a Nuka-Cola Quantum. And the skill book is actually, the first one is right here, it's a Chinese Spec Ops training manual stealth book, and then the other one's a Nikola Tesla and You, which is in this little sewer area where there's also a picnic table with a Nuka-Cola Quantum on it. You can still enter this end. This end is patrolled by a member of the Brotherhood right here. So, and then from there I will go on to talk about the, where is it? County Sewer Main Line, which is the other one that does not connect to any sub-districts of the city. Let's see. So yeah, this one's not really properly placed because it really goes somewhere up over here. Yeah, there is an enormous amount of this place. Okay. So yeah, then I'll talk about the County Sewer Main Line, which starts off in the Sewer Waste Station, which is this weird toy factory that they call the Sewer Waste Station. That then drops in, and this is where you find Gallo, the cannibal ghoul, and a bunch of rad roaches, and ends up in the wasteland, close to the Pentagon. But the weirdest one, easily the weirdest tunnel, and I still have to actually drop the Mason District for it to make sense for me to drop it in, is the Hubris Comics Utility Tunnel. Because the Hubris Comics Utility Tunnel starts off in the Mason District, which is like basically southwest DC, and the wasteland end of it is north of the Arlington National Cemetery. I have no idea how that works. I have to assume that there's some section of tunnel that you're really not going in. Yeah, no, you definitely, this is something where I've talked about this before, but I started playing Fallout 3 when it launched back in 2008, and I definitely did not spend that much time downtown. I spent as little time as possible, and so I had no idea how much there was to it. For example, Tacoma Park up here. So this one is it's got, basically you come in here from the Vernon East Tacoma Park Metro, and there's immediately like a little, what's it called? Like a grocery store sort of a thing, a pawn shop, I mean. And then you walk up this street and you go through a ruined house, then like down this little like, hey Goodman, good to see you. And then you come down here to this factory, which is the like Tacoma Auto Parts factory or something like that. And there's a super mutant behemoth over here. And that was the memory I have of this section from '08 was, oh my god, there's a super mutant behemoth here. Stay out of that section of the map. I hope you're having a good year, good New Year too, Goodman. And so basically, that was the last time I'd come to Takoma Park was back in '08. So I re-explored it the other day. And there's actually this whole area back here that I'd never even seen before. In fact, why don't we go ahead and just take a look at that? Because that area is kind of like, I had no idea that section of the map even existed. So, first of all, this isn't even all the metro stations, I don't think. So basically what I'm also going to do is I'm going to basically tell you when I finish the entire tour, just how many skill books that you get from doing all of the metro. But let's go to Takoma Industrial over here. Alright, so that area over there, you can see a whole bunch of dead super mutants around here. And this is actually an area where you'll find a bunch of Talon Company mercs fighting against the super mutant. Well, the super mutants, and then the super mutant behemoth, which is lying dead right there. There's also a switch right here, which I don't know if it's going to do anything again. Yep. Calls in artillery. I have to assume this is coming from Talon Company, because I don't know how else to explain what's going on here. Anyway, if we head over this way, we go through this factory. Again, like there's so much to this map that I never really explored because again, in my mind I associated this area with death. First of all, I just want to point out Nuka-Cola Quantum back there. And if you're wondering why I'm pointing that out, because you've just played like Fallout 4 or Fallout 76 or something like that, Nuka-Cola Quantum is a collectible in Fallout 3 that you give to an NPC named Sierra Petrovita. And yeah. Let's see, where am I? I'm not in the right area. This was also a trap they had back in Fallout 3. These terminals where they're trap terminals where they explode if you try to use them. And along with that, they're like little baby carriage traps. They're really freaky. Yeah. Yeah, no idea. Okay, coming up here. Alright. You know what, let's see, can we, yeah, let's wait until it's light. That'll do. This part of DC is just like, it's got such a depressing feel to it, like it's one of those things where it's like, what are the odds this is ever going to be made right again? Unless we're talking like centuries in the future. So this is something I'd never found while playing before. Like until, again, the other day. Because I was exploring the map and I was wondering why it is that there's this area that's over there on that end of the map that, again, doesn't seem like it's accessible. And I'm doing this all wrong. And you have to basically cross over this fallen section of a mast here. Ooh. Oh, there we go. We can also just climb that. There we go. Alright. I've done it both ways. I did it over that the first time. We come back here through all this rubble. Again, this is like a car factory that's just in complete ruins. And we come back here and there's feral ghoul. This one wasn't even here last time. In fact, no, yeah, none of these were here last time. There was a single feral ghoul that popped out of the water after I read the terminal entries. And yes, I'm not taking any damage because I've got God mode on. And that's not just so I don't die, but it's also because I'm over-encumbered and I don't want to have to deal with all the inventory issues. Having God mode on makes it so that your inventory doesn't matter. Hey, No Commentary Gaming. Sorry. Hey, No Commentary Gaming. Welcome to the stream. Alright, so if we come over here, Isabella Proud's journal. And so we've got these 8 journal entries here. Day 45. Jason found a terminal suitable to our needs in nearby ruins. And so basically the whole thing here is just, it's a pair of researchers that have set up this little outpost right here where they're researching ghouls and ghoul behavior. It's interesting, and it's something that I'd never seen before. I'll talk about it more when I make the video. You can see the two of them right here. Isabella Proud and Jason. We're just here hanging out in this radioactive crater that they actually made more radioactive in order to draw ghouls in. Again, this is something that I'd literally never seen before the other day. So, It's been definitely a very interesting thing to explore this whole metro system in the process of making these maps. And of course, Takoma Park, because my literal memory of it was nothing more than... Let's actually head back over to the factory just a little bit quicker. My literal memory of this area from... Well, good lord, how many years ago is that now? Oh god, is that 17 years ago at this point? Well, it's like 16 and a half, whatever. Was basically this area entirely. So in my mind I'm thinking, oh yeah, Takoma Park, that'll be quick, I just have to draw this area up. But no. Again, it starts all the way back over here at the metro station here from Vernon East Takoma Park. And so you can see there's this little pawn shop over here, where the only actual thing of any sort of value in here, which isn't really all that valuable, is this unique Little League baseball cap. So, and then you go up this street that's just where you're constantly being attacked by super mutants with missile launchers. Again, it's no wonder that I associated Takoma Park with death, even if all I could remember was the super mutant behemoth. And coming up here, you can find the remains of like a Talon Company outpost. Again, for some reason, Talon Company was really heavily engaged in trying to, I don't know, reclaim this sector of DC or claim it? I don't know. Yeah, then you come out here, and again, right over here, you can look down and see that factory where we first fast traveled in. But yeah, so, and then Georgetown. I had forgotten how much of it... It's one of those things where my memories of playing this game have always been basically, if I'm downtown, I'm trying to get through downtown as quickly as possible. I'm not really looking around all that much. But, like, there is such devastation here. And, like, it's actually kind of mind-boggling when you look at it. Like, we got this collapsed highway section right here. I don't think that there's anything like that in DC. In fact, I know there's nothing like that in real DC. So it's just kind of crazy to see. And then, along with that, though, this place has got this awesome section here at the other end. Where the street has been blown up, revealing the metro line underneath, including an additional way into the metro system through this door here into the Georgetown Mall Metro. So again, it's been great to actually really go back and inspect this stuff, because I need to film stuff in here for videos sometimes, not even making videos specifically on Fallout 3, but making videos that reference things in Fallout 3. And so I get to both re-explore these areas, document them for y'all, and hopefully make some sort of guide. Yeah, DC would have been bombed probably harder than almost anywhere else in the country. It doesn't explain where a lot of the rubble came from. I mean, it's one of those things where it's obvious that back when they made Fallout 3, they did not have the technology they had when they made Fallout 4. And let's not even pretend that Fallout 4's Boston is easy on your computer. But there's definitely no way 7 years prior when they made Fallout 3 that the tech was there to really make this entire city explorable. Like, let's go to Pennsylvania Avenue. This is the one that's got the most egregious version of where did all this debris come from. Where was it? I remember seeing it somewhere where I was just like, where... The buildings are still fully intact. Where's the debris from? There we go. There's some of it right there. Where it's like, yeah, there's a partially collapsed building right there, but like that's the roof level right there. So what's all this? Alright, yes. Pets for you as well. And of course, if you haven't gone down Pennsylvania Avenue in the game before, Pennsylvania Avenue in the real world is also home to the White House. And you can see the remains of that over here. Of course, I've mentioned this before in my video on the known craters in the 3D Fallout games. So yeah, there's what remains of the White House. And in fact, you can go into it through this utility system. One thing to note, and of course I'll show you this in the video, but There's a Pugilism Illustrated book right here. This is the Unarmed guidebook, skill book, I should say. And then down here, there's also a site where a guy tried to jump a motorcycle over this car, and he ended up getting caught in a light. Well, his motorcycle ended up over here. So yeah, there's his legs. Let's see. Alright. Getting through here. I'm pretty sure, and this is not a tunnel I'm going to be covering in the video, I'm pretty sure this right here is part of, what is it called? Broken Steel? Yeah, I keep going to my head to Steel Rain, Steel Dawn, all the Steel-related DLCs for, or not DLCs, patches for 76. We're within the White House right here. Yeah, no. Florida Man down there in those tunnels. But yeah, there's a mini nuke right here with a fat man with 3 mini nukes in it, and you can actually see the Washington Monument, which I've been to DC I think twice or 3 times in my life, and I have a vivid memory from when I was just 6 years old of standing up at the Washington Monument, which is up on a low hill, and being able to see the White House from the Washington Monument. So, let's see. And we can actually go right over to the Washington Monument right now. Which is controlled by the Brotherhood of Steel. Got some super mutants walking around out there. So yeah, this is the next area I'm going to be exploring later this evening. And I'm going to be drawing the map up of this area. Now, there is one area that, so I did draw a map of that utility tunnel going from Pennsylvania Avenue to the White House, but I've decided not to do the car tunnel. Let's go to DuPont. So yeah, this is DuPont Circle, where there's a collapsed car tunnel. And I'll show you, like, it's something where I may change my mind on it, I may go back and draw it up, but it's something where it feels so simple that it doesn't seem necessary. And it's one of those things too where it's like, I feel like if I draw a map of this, I'm gonna have to draw a map of some other things, and I'll show you what I mean. So this is the collapsed car tunnel right here. Basically, to be clear about what's going on here, that's Galaxy News Radio right there. So in the main quest, you come out the back of Galaxy News Radio, you come out of Three Dogs Studio, drop down here, and then you run down through here, and here is the entrance to the collapsed tunnel. So again, it's a really simple section right here, where it's just this long rectangular section where you can head through here, and that takes you to DuPont Circle Station. If we head up a little further, I think there's another door over here. Who knows, maybe I should map it. I think that was, yeah, here we go. Right, yeah. There's 3 ways out, that's right. Okay. So this is actually right here, right outside of DuPont Circle Station. Oop! Metro Protectron looking for tickets. So yeah, we can find the other way into DuPont Circle Station though, or sorry, to the collapsed car tunnel here, in this section of the metro. Oop. Let's see. It's been a little while since I've mapped this specific tunnel. In fact, I think this tunnel mapping I did back in 2023. I did like 75% of the tunnel mappings this year, but there have been a few that I did draw up not last year, the year before last. And by this year, I mean 2024, because we are still just 10 days into this year, so. Anyway, though, let's head back out this way. So I'll definitely have to, I mean, I'm going to be doing a full tour of these sections anyway that I've mapped out, so I'm going to, of course, reacquaint myself with all these. I think it might just be right over here, in fact. Is this it right here? Yeah. There we go. And again, I can just take this right back over. Alright. So yeah, I might draw that up, but the other main area that I would have to consider drawing up is... Oh yeah, there's a super mutant over here that's trying to kill me. Oh no, it's a raider.
Tear him apart.
Hey, V7741. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, oh, you would definitely enjoy Fallout 3. It's the exact same engine. There's a lot of the same models. Like this building set right here, for example, is actually... You can find, like, I think it's this exact model, because these columns remind me of it, for Repcon. Their test site, I think, uses the exact same stuff. It's one of those things where if you enjoy the gameplay, you'll definitely enjoy it, because it's almost identical, except for there's weapon mods in Fallout New Vegas. Definitely got... I would say the story is stronger in Fallout New Vegas. The factions are definitely stronger in Fallout New Vegas than they are in 3, but 3 also has its own charm. It was the very first of the 3D Fallouts, so I'd absolutely recommend it. I'm glad you like the videos. Let's see here. Okay, where was I going? Right, Our Lady of Hope Hospital. So this is actually... This is an interesting whole set of things here. The Statesman Hotel right here. It has basically 2 levels to it. Glad to help. It's got the lower levels, which are accessible via the front door, and then it has the upper levels, which are accessible only via the Our Lady of Hope Hospital right here. Now, Our Lady of Hope Hospital itself also connects to a sewer tunnel that then connects to DuPont Circle Station. So again, let's take a real quick, taking a look at the outside. You see what the structure of the building looks like. It's got these curved corners and all that stuff. Got the typical cross on it. If we head in here, head through the building, through the cafeteria, or I think this is a waiting room. Let's see. And where am... Ooh, over here. Looking for the stairs down. Trying to remember where those are exactly. Mapped this last weekend, I think. Anyway, yeah, here we go. Nope, this is the wrong one. This... no. Sorry, there are 2 ways down in here. I'm trying to make sure I find the right one. There are multiple copies of the DC Journal of Internal Medicine, which is the medical skill book. And, oh yeah, that's definitely a difference between Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Fallout 3 has enough skill books in it that if you have the proper perk, and you don't invest too many points into any one skill... This is another way out into Vernon Square, by the way. That's the front door we came in over there. Here we are. That you can max out all the skills. 100 to 100. Basically, don't put any one of your skills over 40 before you get the perk that doubles the amount of skill points you get per skill book. And you're good to go. Where is the door down? The stairs down? I know I literally found these just the other day. Yeah, so it's definitely, if you're looking to max things out, it's definitely the way to go. Let's see. Here we go. Dry sewer. Well, I'm going to be producing a guide video that will, at the very least, show you where you can find all of the skill books within these metro sections and metro tunnels. Oh, definitely far more super mutants in Fallout 3 than in Fallout New Vegas. And all of the super mutants except for one are hostile in Fallout 3. That non-hostile super mutant is named Fox, and you find them in the course of the main quest. Be sure to let me know if the sound is too loud on any of these things, because I know in the past that shotgun has been too loud. In fact, why don't I take a look at that real quick? No, that's... I'll drop it lower anyway. What? So again, Talon Company fighting super mutants. Hope that's a little better. Okay, let's see. Is that's where I came in. I think this is not... yeah, not the right way to go. think we go this way.
There you are.
I'm just gonna ignore him.
You're dead.
Alright, here we go. We're now in DuPont Circle. And look at that, we're at the backside of Our Lady of Hope Hospital. Now just in a separate district. Or separate subsection of the district. This is that whole Raider compound I was talking to you all about earlier. The thing that took a long time to map. It's got all these houses. Some of which you can access from the front, some of which you can't. But yeah, so again, that's why I have to decide whether or not I'm going to draw up that collapsed car tunnel, because if I do, then it almost feels like I need to draw up the interior of Our Lady of Hope Hospital, because again, it's a way to get in between Vernon Square and DuPont Circle. So I don't know though. It's definitely something that I still have to ponder as to whether or not I need to do it. Right now, just with the amount of work I currently have ahead of me, I'm leaning towards no, but we'll see. Because I want to get this thing out within the next few days so that I can properly get to work on the next video, which at this point I believe will be covering the Slavers of Paradise Falls. And I was considering maybe just Slavers in Fallout 3 in general, but then that also comes to the question of whether I also cover the Slavers within the pit. And I don't know, but there are at least two groups of Slavers within Fallout 3. There are the Slavers of Paradise Falls, which are all the way up, where is it? Right there. And then I think there's also, and again, this is something that I've just been pondering today, so don't take this as some sort of thing where I've really thought this through too thoroughly. Is that there's also, I believe, I remember there being Slavers at the Washington Monument. Or not the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial.
Who's out there?
Where are you? Where is this guy that's preventing me from being able to fast travel?
Come on, boys! Fresh meat!
There we go. Hopefully I can now fast travel to the Lincoln Memorial. There we go.
That's close enough.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing wandering around here?
Easy now, I'm just curious about this place, I'm not looking for trouble.
Curiosity can get a wastelander killed. I'm going to let you through, but you'll have to talk to Mr. Walker first. Follow me. Oh, and stay off the memorial steps. They have orders to shoot anyone that gets too close. The dirt path is safe.
See, I'm pretty sure... Oh. Wait, what? Okay, I think I may have killed all the Slavers at Paradise Falls. So I think that these guys are already against me here. See, I think this was the character that I used to get the footage for Mayor McCready, which included fighting all the Slavers of Paradise Falls in order to free the children from the lamplight that were trapped up there. So it looks like they may be a single faction.
What's the matter, huh? Can't stand the sight of... Light him up!
These Slavers being here is also part of quest where you're trying to basically reclaim the Lincoln Memorial. Sorry, I keep trying to say Washington Monument. In order to restore the head to the statue of Lincoln, which is part of, I think that's from the Temple of Freedom. That one I'm remembering it properly as. I don't have it on my map. This character has not done all that much out here. But yeah, so anyway though, it's definitely something then that I'll have to consider. Is if I cover just Paradise Falls or if I also cover these slavers that I just massacred here at the Lincoln Memorial. So, we'll see. What else to talk about here? Showed off the maps a little bit. Let's see. Back to this for a minute. Alright, yeah, so if any of y'all missed this here earlier, this is what I've been doing here. Let's see here. Yeah, so again, here's that dry sewer I was just talking about. Oop, did not mean to. There we go. Did I? Yes, there. There's the dry sewer I was talking about. This is the area where we were fighting a bunch of... Well, a lot of it is the area where we were fighting a bunch of super mutants. This is where the Talon Company engaged us, all the way through here, up these stairs, up around, into DuPont Circle. But yeah. So again, the whole thing here is trying to figure out not just finishing the maps of the remaining sections of the district that need to come in here, but also seeing if I need to move some things around. Specifically, like, so with the museum station right here, do I leave it as is, or do I grab this upper section right here and swap it with a lower section so that both of those mall stations are on the same side down here, where they'll also be near these other two mall stations, so that all the connections to the mall can be done more easily. And that's something I'm probably gonna end up doing, but we'll see. Because I get this at the same time, though, it still does mean that I'm gonna have to figure out. Well, no, I think this should be fine actually. The Anacostia crossing station will be up here, so it will be out of the way. So yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing with all that. But again, that's gonna take another few hours once I actually finish. Not another few hours, probably a couple hours. Once I finish all the maps, then it'll just be a question of aligning them so I can get a little bit better fit on these things. So, let's see. Alright. Sorry, my dog was doing something weird. Alright. Anybody have any questions about any of this stuff? Oop. Any questions about upcoming videos? Any recommendations or requests for upcoming videos? The interesting thing here is that we got they left the reflecting pool intact here, but then on the other side it is just full open trench warfare. And I also do kind of wonder, with the barrier that's been built up around the Washington Monument, I do wonder who exactly did this. Like, is this something that the Brotherhood of Steel themselves installed in order to basically build a fortress here? Yeah, I haven't done the new raid area yet. I'm looking forward to covering that properly. I've got I was telling people last time, I've got my wife a copy of 76, so probably all I'm going to end up doing is getting on that computer and getting on this computer, bringing her character into my Fallout world, and then just having her take some bullets while I fire at the back of that robot that shoots at you. So yeah, that's definitely something I'll be doing in the future. But yeah, again, did the Brotherhood of Steel install these things? Did the Brotherhood of Steel create this outpost? If not, then who did, you know? And if they did, how exactly did they do it? Did they just rely upon the strength inherent in Power Armored in order to put these things up? Yeah, no, I only play on PC. Let's see. Appreciate it, though. So yeah, we got the entrance to the museum station here, then there's the one on the other side. And then, of course, there's Underworld over there. Man, these are going to take a long time to map. Just looking at this. This one's going to probably be at least 4 hours. Getting all these trenches properly drawn up. And I will definitely need to do that little bunker you find like halfway through here. It's right here. And this is another one of those things where it's like, who built this bunker? Because if it's not the Brotherhood of Steel, then that implies that the super mutants are building things like this. Which the ones on the West Coast absolutely could, but the ones on the East Coast are generally fairly stupid. So it's a question of, really? Would they have? Or was this here beforehand? Because, like, the exterior door definitely looks like something you would expect to have been built as maybe part of the metro system or something like that. But the interior in no way recommends it towards being that sort of a thing. What's this right here? Let's see. Nothing. Okay, I was going to say, I don't remember there being a thing there, but that door did not look the same. I like 3 in New Vegas a lot. Nope. Definitely, if you're going to go for one, if you're looking for a game that's more of an FPS, then definitely you're going to want to go to 4 or 76. But 3 in New Vegas, the atmosphere is definitely unique. So here's the National Archives. This is where you come to steal the Declaration of Independence for Nicolas Cage. No, I'm just kidding. For the Historical Society on Rivet City. Yeah, I mean, again, but it's one of those things where it's like, the exterior looks like something that's pre-existing, the interior does not. The interior looks like something that was built, like, recently. That's probably a super mutant. Oh, brute. I thought that was an overlord. Whoa. Oh, it's Talon Company. That's right. I forgot Talon Company fights them here, too. I do love the stories from Bethesda when they were making Fallout 3 and they were going place to place throughout DC and taking pictures. And they had Homeland Security and stuff like that. What are you doing? We're talking they were making this game. They probably started the actual like pre-work on this stuff probably before Oblivion was even finished, and that was 06. So we're talking not that long after 9/11. So security in DC was probably pretty tight. Ooh, Deathclaw. I mean, security in DC has definitely been tight since 9/11, more so than prior, but like we're talking only a few years after, so. We got Enclave troops over here, I think. Oh, that might have been a Enclave Deathclaw, actually. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Let's just throw some points in here. Okay. I don't even know what to put points in for this. Sure. Not like that really affects anything right now with this character, because I've got God mode perpetually on. I think they had the license by then. I think that they had the license. They may have even had it prior to working on Oblivion.
There you are. Kill them all. You're dead.
The question is, do I need to draw out a map of the interior of the Capitol? And I think I may need to, because it's a direct connection to Seward Square. So in its own way, it's kind of a metro tunnel, just in terms of being a connection between 2 subsections of DC. Is that a Talon Company Turbo Brain? I guess it is. If you're unfamiliar with Fallout 3, Talon Company mercs come after you if you get too good or too bad. Alright, I forgot there was a behemoth in here.
You're dead.
Under the rotunda. Here. I don't need to provide too much help here. To either side. I'll let them keep fighting. This is not going to get me out of here, though. Let's see. Again, it's been a long time since I've navigated the interior of the Capitol here. Oh, turret system, huh? Wait, let's do some quick work here. Doesn't matter. I'm just going through this building anyway. And plus I got God mode on. I don't need to actually worry about killing those things. Here we go. Is this all the columns?
I'll wear your bones around mine!
Oh man, if I really do end up drawing the interior of this, it's going to take a long time. This must be like Statuary Hall? I assume so. course, the real statuary hall has, I think it's 100 statues in it, if I'm remembering correctly. And I think it's the case that every state provides 2 statues of their own choosing to the capital. So, technically speaking, if we ever were to get more states, there would be more statues in Statuary Hall. At least I would assume that would be the case. And as to what statues are represented, it's changed over time depending on what the states have found to be important. Oh man, I am just lost here. I feel like I'm going way too deep here. Conference hall? Seriously, it's been so long since I've been in the Capitol building.
There you are!
Again, there's in the real life statuary hall. As far as I know, there's not column hall or whatever that was. Hall of columns. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're in the House or Senate chamber here.
There you are!
Is there another way out of here? Well, according to the Fallout TV show, Slocum's Joe was a member of the Enclave. Or, like, the cooperative that would eventually spawn the Enclave. If you watched my video on, what's it called? Medford and Malden. Because the two cities are so close to each other, they're combined. There's a, Slocum's Joe there that has these things called buzz bites. Wait, did it say west entrance? I need to go to east entrance. Dang it. Anyway, though, there's a product they have called buzz bites, which are supposed to be effectively donut holes filled with coffee. Dang it! Oh, my headphones are about to die. 1 second. Let me change this up. So, buzz bites. Again, donut holes filled with hot coffee. And this was supposed to be the case that the coffee was supposed to be kept hot by the donut hole somehow. Like it's some sort of... They engineered the donut hole to be some sort of thing that would hold temperature. And it's still something that burns you when you eat them in Fallout 4, which to me implies that they've created some sort of technology that's capable of holding temperature over 2 centuries. So it's like they've created some sort of like perfect containment vessel with the buzz bite. That's at least the implication I get from it. Yeah, let's just unlock this. Oh, that's not how you spell unlock. Oh, supply closet. I'm just trying to find a way through the Capitol. But yeah, if the buzz bites did actually work like that, then they would definitely be one of the top companies in the world to produce an edible containment vessel capable of maintaining temperature over 2 centuries. For over 2 centuries, I should say. It was not actually in the show. It was in the extras. Good night, Goodman. Have a good weekend.
No more games!
Goodman is in Germany, so
Found you!
it has hit midnight over there. Let's see.
Yeah!
Gotta find a way through here. So yeah, Amazon produced a bunch of extras, and one of the extras included information on basically the Vault-Tec Junior Executive Training Program. So effectively the program that was put together by Bud Askins. It's funny, a lot of the names in the show I've forgotten, but Bud Askins I have not ever forgotten. There we go, Seward Square, got to the east side. And so, like, a lot of them are like, when you're talking about the low-level stuff, it's just like general Fallout, corporate, evil corporation humor, where it's like, oh yeah, you'll get given, you're going to be paid with all these opportunities to take vacation, but taking those vacation days are frowned upon, and you'll be watched constantly by a computer that's documenting your every move and all that kind of stuff. But once you start getting to the higher levels, there's one that's basically talking about how you're going to end up going to conferences where you make buddy-buddy with all the other members of the Enclave. Like other mid-level executives of the Enclave, and they show like this image where it's like our friends or something like that, and it's got all kinds of stuff in there. It's like the people you used to think were your enemies were actually all working together, and it's one of them is Slocum's Joe. There's also Poseidon Energy, obviously, and stuff like that. So yeah, the weird one, the one that doesn't really make any sense at all, is Pulaski Preservation Shelters. Which, like, okay, so let's see if we can find one around here.
Beware where I shall destroy you with the fire of the small sun before me.
Oh, I forgot about that guy. It's a weirdo that hangs out in an alley with a whole bunch of explosives, and if you get close to him, he blows you up. But yeah, I don't know.
Fire, fire, burning bright, burning.
So yeah, they added Pulaski Preservation Shelters and Fallout. Yeah, not in here. This is, in fact, where all the explosives are. You can see a mini nuke right there. So we're gonna stay out of that alley.
In 1492, your mother and my mother were hanging up clothes around the mulberry bush.
What? I don't think I've listened to this guy before. But anyway, Pulaski
Beware where I shall destroy you with the fire of the small sun before me. Beware where...
Okay. Okay, you're very loud. God, what was I even talking about? Okay, Pulaski Reservation Shelters. I would have thought I would have run across one of them in here. Anyway, they introduced them in Fallout 3. They're also in Fallout 4, and I think... Yeah, no, they're definitely in Fallout 76. And I've always thought of them as just being a scam. And if... Oh. Looks like the Enclave is dropping some people off. Anyway, I've always thought of it as just being like a scam, because it's a little pod you climb into to like ride out the apocalypse, but there's no way that you're going to survive in there long term. So it was one of those things where I figured effectively what they were doing was basically getting government tax dollars to build these things, because it'd be something where it's like government's giving out money for people who build Fallout shelters, and they're like, oh, we just built this Fallout shelter. And of course it's one of those things where it's like coin operated. There's no way in hell it's going to actually protect anybody in the long term. Oh, dogs. Not a fan of killing dogs in games, but it is what it is. I thought there was one of them around here. Trying to remember, there's a lot of them all over the place. I remember where one is specifically in Georgetown, so let's go to that one. But they're coin operated, so I figured it was just a way for the Pulaski Preservation Shelter Company to scam the government out of Fallout shelter money. But then in the Fallout TV show, they're like, no, it's one of our corporate cousins or something like that. It's what? Why would this little scam of a corporation be involved in the rest of the Enclave? Which, like, the other businesses are actually real businesses. Like, they actually produce real products. Like, yeah, they're absolutely ripping people off and stuff like that, but it's not 100% a scam like the Pulaski Preservation Shelter. Let's go to the one I know of specifically right over here. There you go. Yeah. Well, again, coin operated, requiring exact exchange. The reason I remember this one is because it has a Nuka-Cola Quantum in it. And it's like, there's no way this makes any actual sense. So the only way it makes any sense is if they're scamming the government. So why exactly would that be a part of the Enclave? When, like, the other things that are part of the Enclave, I think, like, Fancy Lad Snack Cakes is something that's part of the Enclave. But basically, food production companies, weapons manufacturers like West Tech, all that stuff makes absolute sense as being part of the Enclave, but Pulaski Preservation Shelters? Anyway, though, I absolutely do recommend you check out the Fallout TV show extras. They're very entertaining, especially because they all have Bud Askins in them, which he's such a nut. He's entertaining to see and all those little things. It's also where I learned that they were using human waste, to grow oysters. See you around, Sugar Free. Sorry, Captain Sugar Free. Alright. Well, I think that this is probably where I will end things. Just keep in mind, I'm going to be working on this stuff over the weekend. I'd really like to get this video out on Monday, but it may be Tuesday or Wednesday. It just depends on exactly how long it takes me to draw the remaining 5 districts. or subsections of the district, to just tell you exactly what they're going to be. The show did pretty well with the lore. There are definitely issues in terms of the locations of things, more so than anything else. But I definitely did like a lot of what they did with it. Oh, well, we still got a few more minutes here, Anteros. Welcome to the stream. So I still need to draw up everything on the mall, on Seward Square, on L'Enfant Plaza, on Falls Church, and on the Mason District. Once I finish those, I should be done with all the major drawings. Like we talked about, though, I may need to do a handful of additional drawings on things like the Capitol building. I'd prefer not to, because you just saw how complex the interior of that was. And the amount of time that it would take to draw that is just extensive. Oh, no. But that's one of those things where it's like, Halo was such an absolute failure of an adaptation that comparing anything to Halo makes anything else look good. But so yeah, again, I still got to draw those up, and then I still am potentially considering drawing up that collapsed car tunnel within DuPont Circle and the interior of Our Lady of Hope Hospital, just as they do act as a means of accessing other parts of the city. We'll see. But regardless, once I finish those additional sections of the map that I need to finish drawing up, I still need to finish the script, and then I'll actually have to do the filming. So I would hope that I can get that done over the weekend, but we'll see. I know I've got to do some work around the house tomorrow. Hopefully that won't take too long, and I can get back to work on this as quickly as possible. But yeah, I want to be done with this before we get halfway through the month, so we got another 4 days of that. Well, let's see, technically speaking, we got 31 days in this month, so I got until 15 and a half, the 15th and a half, to finish this stuff. And then after that, again, I'm going to get onto the Raiders of Paradise Falls, and potentially also the Raiders at the Lincoln Memorial. I need to look into them more, because my full experience with those Raiders at the Lincoln Memorial has been killing them on the behalf of the people hanging out here at the Temple of Freedom, or whatever it's called, so that we can get back in there with the abolitionists and restore the head of Lincoln to the statue. So we'll see exactly what's... I'll see how much those things... Because, again, having killed everybody at Paradise Falls seems to have affected my potential relationship with those people at the Lincoln Memorial. So it may well be that all the slavers in Fallout 7 and Fallout 3 are a single faction, in which case I would probably need to cover all of the slavers at the same time. And at that point, I don't think I would cover the Pit faction of slavers. I think that would require its own video dedicated to the Pit itself. So it probably would just, again, be Slavers of Paradise Falls and Slavers of the Lincoln Memorial. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do with the rest of this month. Those of you who've watched know I'm going to do Fallout 4 Fallout New Vegas next month, so we'll see exactly what's going to be entailed in there. But anyway, though, I hope you all have had a good week. Hope you all have a good weekend, and I will see you all next time.